What's going on, YouTube? So, my first day on this channel, my urban oasis family, I want to talk about compost and how it's not optional. Um, when you don't have 40 acres and a mule and you're gardening in confined spaces and in container gardens and stuff like that, compost, rich digested nutrients, is what you need to feed your soil so that you feed your plants. And there's several ways you can go about getting that nutrients. You could buy it, of course, or you could generate it on your own from your own food waste, like vegetable scraps and stuff like that. No meat or dairy, and let it compost down, maybe in like a worm bin, and let those beneficial bacteria break that stuff down, and then turn it into what I like to call black gold. And when I say black gold, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the substance that feeds your plants. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you what I've done in this incredibly small urban space that I have here. So this is my yard. This is where I come and I sit at the end of the day. Eventually you'll see every part of this yard. You'll go along. If I plant something, you'll be there if I decide to change something. But today I'm going to talk about this spot right here. It's not very big, and this is not what this was intended for, but it turned out to be genius, if I do say so myself. I have this piece of rubber, like what is it called? It's really heavy. It's like a rubberized, like faux paver. So you would essentially lay these out and make like a instead of having the grassed area, you could do this, and then it'll be something that wouldn't break down, and it's rubberized, so if somebody fell on it, they wouldn't hurt themselves. You can do it under like a jungle gym. They sell them, I'm sure, at Home Depot and Lowe's, but this wasn't. I bought a few just to test out, because when I bought the house, I didn't know what to do, so I was trying out everything to eventually come to some type of aesthetic that I like. These I just kept. I didn't, return them, and now I'm using it as like just a cover for these mosquitoes are out today. They are. I don't know if you can see them or not. They are everywhere. But okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this quick. I'm gonna get eaten alive on camera. But I have this rain gutter here, which it overflows down here, and it flows into here. And I recently turned it into a small compost bin, and it seems to be working perfectly. This is just some weed paper, and it keeps my compost from getting sun in it, and it prevents things from sprouting. But every now and again I have to go in here and I have to just kind of like turn it over. This is just yard scraps. What I have in here now predominantly is some broccoli that went to seed, so it's a lot of that in there, and it's clumpy, but you just turn it over. You go down and you get some of this black gold from the bottom with the worms and stuff in it, and you kind of like bring it to the top. And once it's cooking, if you put your hand over it, it has this kind of like heat which is generated from the bacteria breaking down the organic matter. And once that process is done, then you have this alive medium which you could sprinkle around your plants and things, and it will feed as you water. You can incorporate it into soil. You can make compost tea. You can take a little bit and add it to your watering can, and then just use the liquid to water your plants. And it's a win-win. It's a must to feed your soil, which over time it will happen naturally if you're just, letting leaves compost in. But sometimes there's areas that need to be replenished, and this is a good way to do that. So again, this is just a 6-inch to 8-inch deep, what are they called, like a runoff thing, and I dug it into the ground, and it's all open on the bottom so that the natural earth is beneath it, and then their worms are able to come up and devour and do their thing. But this is how I do that. I usually put this weed paper on top like so. If I had 2 hands, I could do it a little better. And then I put this lid on it like so. And I put this on it like so. And it just sits there. And I come in every other day, or maybe a couple times a week, and I just kind of like turn it over. And eventually it'll, like I said, it'll turn into like a rich coffee ground looking substance, which you can either use for compost tea, which is basically taking compost and mixing it with rainwater or whatever you use to water your plants, and making a slurry, and then just pouring it over like with your regular watering schedule. Or you can actually take the compost itself and sprinkle it over and around your plant beds as a regular like fertilizer. Organic gardening is simple. It's beneficial to the longevity of your plants. Like, you could put Miracle-Gro in your plants and I don't want to bash nobody, because at one time I thought fertilizer was fertilizer, but it's not all created equal. You put that stuff in there and you build up salts in your soils, and your soil's all crusty and white, and your plants look great for one season, and then they're anemic and limping, and you're wondering why. And it's because you're not building up the beneficial bacteria and nutrients in your soil. And I don't want to get deep, but eventually I'll go there, because it's the same thing with your body, your gut, right? So if you mess up the bacteria in your gut, your hair don't grow, your nails don't grow, your skin doesn't look good. So you have to eat things with beneficial bacteria in it to help build your immune system up, build your body up, help you fight COVID-19. I shouldn't have said that word, but we're plants basically. We're no different than a plant, and it's the same thing. It's all a circle of life. And I'm not gonna end preaching. I'm gonna end with try not to get eaten by these mosquitoes. And I'm just gonna sit here for a little while longer and say thank you for watching my video and liking my video and commenting on my videos. And if you haven't, you should. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. This is a new channel. This is something that I look forward to growing and learning with you. In the meantime, peace and blessings, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.